So I'm oiling up my forearm as well. I'm going to do some pins and stretches on the infraspinatus first. So you can palpate the spine of the scapula right in here. So the infraspinatus is just below the spine of the scapula. So I'm going to start right at the crook of her arm, right in here with my forearm. That's where the infraspinatus comes up to insert. So her arm is up towards the ceiling. I'm going to drop her arm down towards the floor as my forearm slides up the infraspinatus. Or maybe I should say down the infraspinatus. You are not using your elbow on this. This is the forearm. Even if it may look like I'm using my elbow, I'm not. This can be very tender for the client, so just have some empathy here. Now I'm going to work the Teres right in here. And so what I'll do, because the Teres kind of, to stretch it, you want to bring the arm up a little bit more. So I'm going to bring her arm back to find that crook. And then on up towards her head. And while I'm sliding my arm down that Teres. So there's some good pins and stretches there for the infraspinatus and Teres. If they're pretty tight, I'll do this a few times, but I don't want to spend too much time here because it is pretty tender, especially the first time it's worked on. You want to make sure that your shoulder is locked, your elbow is under the shoulder as much as you possibly can. And I like to do this in the seated position. Standing, you're just going to have to bend over too much. You're going to get tired doing this. So just sit down and try to relax. You want your wrist as relaxed as possible. I just caught myself tensing it up. So just try to be aware of that. So she's got a little tightness going right up at the spine of the scapula, right next to it where the infraspinatus originates there. So I'm just I'm using the bone closer to the elbow, but not the actual elbow, to kind of loosen that up a little bit. And this is probably excruciatingly painful for Leah here. She's doing a good job holding her composure. She just needs to breathe through it. Okay. That feels good. It feels like I got about a 25% release there. Now you can see lots of ischemia going on. Nice and red right where she's tight, right in here. So now I'm going to leave the arm down towards the floor, and this will open up the rhomboids to work right around the scapula. We often get a lot of tightness in the rhomboids under the scapula when the person is standing normally. And us therapists, we fight so hard to get to that spot. But if you just bring their arm down and have them drape it over the top of the table, it opens up all this tightness, these adhesions that are hidden otherwise. So it's really easy to get to it now. And also very tender because it's not used to being messed with. So I am using my elbow right around the scapula, and I'm just going to I'm going to start up in here, and I'm going to work my way down, and I'm also going to kind of work my way back towards the spine. So I'm going to start up in here and just do little circular motions to kind of get a feel for what's going on. Sometimes it feels like this little mountain ridge sort of adhesions that live under the scapula. And now they're out in the open for me to work with. So I just kind of do some linear friction. I'm applying pressure once I feel the scapula. I don't put pressure on the scapula, but I slide medially off of it. Then I apply pressure, and I just kind of keep the pressure on towards the spine. Just keep doing that. You want to be very gentle, slow. Fast movements don't feel good right here.